Keep your radio dial right here. You're locked into the hottest news station on the planet. Hot 702.5 in FM sound. Blazing today's hip-hop, R&B, and pop music. Keeping your radio on fire. Bringing you the hottest, realest, riskiest talk shows live 24/7 on hot7025fm.com.
Hey y'all, it's your girl Cheryl Underwood, and you're tuned into the hottest news station on the planet, Hot 702.5.
Hi. Hey. What's up?
All your favorite artists.
Check it out. Say my name. DJ Khaled. This is Mila J. Bruno Mars.
On hot7025fm.com.
Can you hear me? Please tell me you can hear me. I can't hear you. I cannot hear you. Nope. Still can't hear you.
Why you can't hear me?
Now I can hear you. There you go. Hello.
So welcome to Thursday.
Woo! Made it by the skin of my teeth.
And
welcome
it is Get It
Thursday.
Together with Jnine
and Jezzi
on Hot 702.5 FM. We are glad to be in the house with you all again.
Yes,
thanks for tuning in to the hottest station in the nation.
Oh, Lord.
And we back at it. How you doing?
Ma'am. I'm good. How you doing?
I'm
like
good.
the hair.
Yeah, this was an early morning design.
Early morning design. Oh,
I stayed up till 2 a.m. doing my DIY.
Really?
I did. And then I had the nerve to do, I guess they're called the goddess locks.
Yeah, so they like down in your butt?
They are. So I have the potential to sit on them. I actually cut them. And so they're unraveling. So I know this is probably a 2-week deal.
Okay. That's enough. Shoot, I'm trying to tell you. And at least you could do it yourself.
That's the point. Switching it up.
You, Jen of all trades.
How is Callie treating you? How is
Callie
treating you?
Treating me pretty good. The weather today, the sun came out, but it's been stormy.
Right.
Out here, and I wasn't expecting that. So, but other than that, it's been good. You know, expensive trip as always, but it's Cali. What you expect? It
is, and it's home.
Yeah.
So
home,
that could definitely be the tendency is to spend a little more than usual because it's tradition and home and
got places to go, people to see, and things to do. Yeah, the weather.
Yep. Oop, that's me. So we have an interesting show today for everybody tuning in. We're so glad you joined us. We're going to talk about, initially, I want to give my Foodie Land review, and I want to do it right away. Because, they were from March 24th through the 26th. Yeah. And they're coming up again this weekend, the 31st through the 2nd. So I thought anybody who's listening might get some tips and dips if they want to head on out there of kind of what to do and maybe what not to do, kind of some do's and don'ts, because we do these foodie things. We've been doing these since beginning of time. Right. And so we kind of know some of the tricks of the trades. But this one, particularly, it's at the Motor Speedway, so the Las Vegas Motor Speedway off Las Vegas Boulevard, and the tickets are $5. So free parking, and I like this new thing that a lot of people are doing. They're staggering entry, so you purchase tickets based on the time you think you will arrive versus just this all-day thing, and everybody just keeps piling up. So it does allow for some give and take, because you figure most people are not going to stay more than maybe 3 hours.
Right.
That's pushing it because it's big, but it's not that big.
Okay.
Once you circle it twice and stand in line, you're almost about ready to go.
Right.
Get your little dessert on the way out or whatever. So it's this weekend, the 31st through the 2nd. We went on last Sunday, which was the 26th. And it was a group of us. We do it on purpose so we can do the grazing. Somebody orders something, let's try it. Let's see if it's something we want to eat. Okay. One of the biggest mistakes we made initially was walking the grounds until we thought we saw something we wanted. So we kind of wanted to do a once-over. Okay. We wanted to do a walkthrough, see what's cracking, what's going on.
And
the problem with that is if you see something beforehand that you think you want, go get it. Because
Okay.
chances are by the time you double back, that line is either double because if it's good food,
Okay.
you know what I mean?
Right.
And the idea is to kind of grab food along the way as well when you go. Now,
Okay.
the one good thing about walking around
Mm-hmm.
and, really kind of deciding what you want is the food's expensive. So your $5
I'm sure.
ticket
That was to get you
is,
in the dough.
yeah. So expect to spend a good $50.
Oh wow.
Easy.
And that's
Easy.
one meal.
100 if you take in your family because they've got these little cute things. They're these bottles, and the kids love them. So if you're taking the kids, $30, $25. Yes, it could be pretty costly if you need to buy 3 or 4 at $25 a pop. But they're so cute and they last. They're icy. So that was the first thing. So we stopped. Our first stop was what was this spot? Drunken Dumplings. On point. So anybody that
Okay.
likes dumplings of any type, they came in these cute little cups like I do my little mini peach cobblers.
I was about to say
Yeah.
peach cobbler.
Yeah, they come like that, and 4 of them. Great. I mean, flavorful, hot, all that good stuff. So that was Drunken Dumplings. So what I would
Okay.
suggest is that people get online, take a moment to look at the vendor list
Okay.
so that you can get an idea of where you want to go and where you want to stop. So when you say, oh, yeah, that's what I was looking for. I was looking for that.
Okay.
So we stopped and got some teriyaki chicken, rice, and noodles. I should know better about certain places serving chicken.
Didn't we just talk about this
We
last
just talked about the
Thursday?
fake chicken last week. So if anybody watching, go watch it, share it, talk to your
Please.
friends about it. Let everybody know the fake chicken is en route, probably on your table already, or definitely in the restaurant already.
Right.
So it looked like a raccoon on a stick. I'm not gonna lie. It was just too flat, too long, too wide, and I don't do thigh meat. So that was my first mistake, going there starving, because you tend to not want to eat because you want to, you're going to do your thing.
Uh-huh.
So that was first thing. And then, so I wanted, sharing that with the kids. They, halfway enjoyed it. But I'll tell you what I did enjoy. I got the grandkids 420 Taco Heaven.
420.
You would think that it might be infused.
Yeah, I'm
Some,
thinking
maybe that's what they're lining themselves up. Smart move if they are.
to do.
Uh,
Okay.
Yeah, so that was, they had the birria tacos, and the girls loved it. They were really tasty.
You be
Yeah,
killing
you
me
got to
with
roll that
the
R. It's
chicken.
birria,
Yeah.
birria. That's what it is. Let me see. Potato Hut is a popular one. You're going to stand in
Okay.
line. Everybody likes
Okay.
that whirl of chips that they deep fry, and then they put the seasoning on it, Parmesan, barbecue. We got barbecue and hot Cheeto sauce on top. Yeah, it's a popular one. So people, and they have the shrimp on a skewer.
Okay.
Very popular. So you're gonna stand in that line. That's a line.
Okay.
Some of the recommendations, I would say the Baby Bottle. I like the Jerk Street tacos. I didn't find them, but I'd be interested if I decide to go back this weekend.
Okay.
Without children. So for the grown and sexy, don't take the kids so that you can really experience, because you don't want to push around and you're distracted trying to keep up with the kid, in the midst of the crowd. They got to go to the bathroom. The bathroom's on the other side. So yeah, if you just want to go, I would also suggest maybe, parking lot pimping for those who know what I'm talking about. Because the drinks are astronomical.
Okay.
$28 for a double shot. That's $30 for a double shot.
$28. That's like club prices. Come on now.
Yeah, and yeah, I don't know what the cup looked like, but I know what my cup looked like. I'll go and get me a lemonade and spike it. You better ask somebody. So let me see. I would also recommend trying Soul Good Eats.
Soul goodies. That's soul food?
Yes, they had like
Okay.
stuffed turkey legs with mac and cheese, stuffed turkey legs. It looked pretty good. We
Stuffed
didn't
turkey
make it there.
legs. Ooh.
Yeah,
Ooh,
like the
ooh,
Turkey Hut.
ooh, ooh, yes.
Milkshake Wasted. We're familiar with them
Yes, I'm
from.
familiar with them from the Foodie Fest, right?
Correct. Yeah, I didn't see
Okay.
them, but maybe there's a different lineup this weekend than last weekend because I went and looked just in case I go. There's a
Okay.
DJ. He does his little things. There's a crepe spot. And last but not least, there is a custom food truck provider there. So if anybody who's
Uh-huh.
interested in a food truck could definitely go and probably get some advice, get some information. So, that's a plus.
Yep.
Let me also say there's a Greek spot. And my sister had some empanadas with mushrooms or something in it. She said it was the best empanada she's had in a long time, which is
Really,
surprising.
I
I mean,
love
not
empanadas
surprising.
too.
Yeah, sometimes you don't expect it from these type of events in terms of like carnival type food in some instances. So I was surprised. She said it was phenomenal. So we never made it back to try it, but she did.
She did.
Yeah. So that's the
She only bought
foodie land.
one.
She had a ball. So that's Foodie Land. That's this weekend. It's at the Las Vegas Motor Speedway. Tickets are $5, but know that you're going to spend $20 a dish, average.
Okay.
$17, $18.
That sounds about right.
All of their desserts look phenomenal. We tried this honeycomb. It was a waffle cone that the waffle cone was great. You could get it filled with chocolate or this matcha or something else. It came with an Oreo, strawberries, mint green tea, or mint ice cream. It was really good. It was really good. And then they had this honeycomb thing shaped like it was shaped like a J with ice cream in it. Kind of tastes like Sugar Puffs. It was different. But it was a popular, so you're going to stand in line for that guy.
Okay.
Overall, though, I felt like it had an Asian flair. I felt like I was at a carnival in terms of the long lines. And if you're going to go, I would just recommend you do a vendor list so you know who all's participating. So that was my take on that. This morning we went to Baby Stacks for breakfast.
Baby Stacks. I've heard of them. Okay, I've heard.
So they have one on Durango and Centennial Hills. They have one in Red Rock, and they have one on North Buffalo.
That's where. Okay, so I've been to Baby Stacks. Then, if it's in Red Rock, I've been there.
Yeah. So their specialty is pancakes, hence the name.
Okay.
Never disappoints. I feel like that is a staple of Las Vegas. If you want expedient breakfast, family oriented. You may have to wait a little bit on weekends because they are high demand at Durango and Centennial. But they never disappoint. Food's always hot. I order crepes. The only thing that I would recommend is that if you're going to give crepes and cream, fill them with cream. You know what I'm saying? Not overdo it, but don't just give me a wet noodle.
Okay.
So that was my only take. Service is usually pretty outstanding. They are very attentive to the table and to the customers. And so that's Baby Stacks. And if you want to, that's my word. I think you're going to get good service.
Well, you moving a little fast because I want to go back to the Foodie Fest. I had questions. I need to ask. Exactly. Let's go back.
Bring it back.
Rewind. So, did you prepare to go to the Foodie Fest? Like, eat right all week so you can go and do the food on Sunday? Did you do what you're supposed to do? Because I know, our health has been, top of the list of something we've been paying attention to. And you just named some real sweet, goody stuff. You do your job? Did you prepare for all that overindulgence?
Short of fasting the morning before so I could overindulge. I did hit the gym.
Okay.
This week. So hopefully that helped maybe balance a little bit out. But girl, no. I prepared mentally that I knew I was going to do damage. So hopefully that did some regulation. Yeah, I heard.
I just had to ask because, when you talking about all that, I was like, ooh, that sounds like diabetes and high blood pressure and my ankle swollen by the end of the night. I had
your feet hurt because you're walking. We may have walked it off. We may have walked a lot of that off too. And the only thing that I ate by myself was that waffle cone.
Okay.
Everything else, it was just a taste, a touch. Let me try it and see if it's something I want. But that's a good thing to anybody attending. If you have, when you go to these type of events and you have food concerns as concerned to your health, Yeah, balance it out. That's why we invented grazing. It's the idea is that you just eat a little bit. If you go with a group or you go with a partner, they may order something and then you order something and you both split each thing so you can try it, taste it, that kind of thing. So it lessens the greed effect because you tend to want everything. And if you're 420, you munchies. So you really want everything. That's how I prepare. I'm like, let me get the appetite on straight. Yeah. Anything else?
No, that was my question because you just went straight to baby cakes. I was like, well, wait a minute. I got questions.
And here she is back with some sweets. I ordered crepes and I want syrup on top of my crepes. She's like, you got a strawberry sauce? Yeah, and I want a syrup too.
Oh, you just doing the fool out here.
Yeah, I'm a fool. I am a syrup nut. I'm a syrup nut. I love me some pancakes and waffles and French toast, biscuits and stuff. You better stop fussing. You better stop fussing over there. So anyway, some up and coming things. The Foodie Truck Wine Walk. I might be doing that. That's on April 15th. It's from 6 to 10 on South Rampart. And listen, if anybody who attended the Foodie Fest, anybody who plans to go or just wants to talk a little bit about whatever we're talking about, call in 702-551-5261. Engage us. We take all phone calls.
Did you interview anybody or talk to anybody about some of the stuff you wasn't feeling that?
No, because everything was so that's the difference between Foodie Land and Foodie Fest. Foodie Fest was more, and maybe it's because they were also, looking to get a prize. They were looking to fill their lines.
Okay.
I feel like Foodie Land was a lot more impersonal. So it was like, get your order and get to the side. That line's right there.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, because they're probably trying to maximize how much money they make.
Oh, sure.
And then the people who are taking orders and in front and delivering the orders aren't really the people that are making the food or that, so I didn't bother.
Okay.
Yeah, I just wanted to kind of skirt, move through and, bring you guys a little information about what I got. Yeah, I may go back.
You may go back. Okay.
It's 10 minutes from the house and $5 that there were some things I would like to try.
Okay. Good. Good to know. Very good to know.
Good to know.
I'm mad I missed it. Not mad, but I'm disappointed that
that's why there's some things coming up and I expect you to be there so we can cover them.
I'll be back. And
you will.
April 15th.
So that's April 15th from 6 to 10 at South Rampart, 400 South Rampart, is the Food Truck Wine Walk. That is the Great American Foodie Fest.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
So for $70 pre-sale, $85 at the door, you get 15 wine tasting stations and pairing from food trucks. Ooh. So the idea that the food trucks are actually going to pair the wines recommendations, then you can get the food and then go get your free wine. The whatever is it. Right?
I'll do that. I would, because if you spend $50 at Foodie Land and all you got was maybe a meal,
I left hungry.
Dessert, now that's wild, all in itself. If you left hungry, but I'd be willing to spend 70 if you're gonna spend 50 anyway. Just to eat, but then 70, you drinking alcohol all day. I mean, come on now.
I'm on board.
I'm on board with that too.
So you could do the VIP for $100. That's, I guess you get exposure to the live music, maybe closer. You get wine, sake, and liquor tasting.
Okay.
So that's the VIP experience. And so that's going to be on the April 14th. April 15th. I'm looking forward to that. And then
it 15th and the 16th? Is it both days?
It's a one-day event.
It's a one-day event.
From what I see, yeah, 4:15 from 6 to 10. And even if I don't make that one, there's a couple other things I want to talk about, but then I want to quickly jump into this next trending conversation that we have talked about last year. So when we send information to you guys and we get heads up because We smart like that? You better take heed because we're either advising, we are,
Right.
we're giving you the real here on
You
Hot
know me.
702.5 FM on Get It Together.
Wait.
And hello, Miss Irene.
Hi, Mom.
So there is a beer festival. It's from 1 to 10 on Saturday the 1st, this coming Saturday. It's downtown on South 3rd Street. There are hundreds of craft beers, ciders, mixologists will be there, chefs are there. It ranges from $50 to
Oh,
$100
good.
if you want something to do on Saturday. And then I just got 4 tickets to anybody who is interested in rolling with me and Jezzy. If you are here, the Palms Casino Resort is having a craft festival.
When is
I
this?
love those.
Come on now.
Let's
I'm
see.
ready.
When is that? So they are here twice a month, 4/8
Okay.
through 4/9, 4/22 to 4/23, 5, 6, and 7th, which is May
Hmm.
20th and 21st. So you have a gamut of dates to choose from.
All
The
right.
tickets are free, but they're limited. So I went and
Okay.
grabbed 4 tickets. It's at the Palms Casino Resort. It's a craft festival. No, I'm sorry.
Okay.
Skipped over what I needed to say. This is called the 626 Night Market.
Night
Uh huh.
market. Okay. Okay.
So there's going to be over 3 dozen food vendors, shopping, a full bar, free parking, music. This is at the Palms Casino Resort.
I'm with that.
Yeah. So this is a night market. So I'm thinking it's in their parking lot.
Oh wow.
That should be,
I like
yeah,
that.
yeah, that
I'm
should be pretty
there.
cool. And then last but not least, this is the craft festival that I just interchanged the information. It's on 4/2 on Sunday from 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. in Tivoli Village, which you know I love, Summerlin.
Hmm.
400 South Rampart is free. Um, there'll be food trucks, local businesses. So yeah, crafts is what it is. People,
Right.
if you want to support local businesses, go to
Right.
the craft fairs and these local things of that nature. So that's what's coming up. That's what we ate during the week and what we participated in. And I'll throw it to you if there's anything that you have done or want to share. Hello, Kanoe.
I was about to say hello, Kanoe. Um, no, yesterday, me and my daughter pulled through Mocha Hut. I've never been to Mocha Hut before.
Mm, okay,
And that was
okay.
my first time going. And I wondered why I couldn't sleep last night because she got an energy drink with boba. And I woke up at like 2 and couldn't go back to sleep till like
Mm, mm, mm.
5:30 and had to get up at 6:30 to work. So I was like, this ain't cool. I
It
didn't even
does what it's
understand
supposed to
that.
do.
Right.
Hmm.
I got a corn dog too, the potato dog or something. I like the Korean corn dogs. I do like them. I've discovered because it was my first time really having one.
So what
So,
separates a Korean corn dog from a regular
because
corn
they
dog?
use instead of cornmeal, they use rice to coat
Mm,
their
interesting.
corn dogs, so it's lighter, a
Okay.
little fluffier than the cornmeal. So I really liked it.
Mm,
But and they put a bunch of stuff on it though. They got the hot Cheetos corn dog, potato, and I don't do hot Cheetos, and they got all
right.
these extra things. And I was like,
Extra.
no, just give me the potato one because the girl said the potato one was really popular, and they squeezed
Okay.
it in.
So there
So it
was
must
something
be
like
good.
that out at the Foodie Fest. As a matter of fact, it had potatoes on the outside. I saw somebody trying to
Uh-huh.
eat. Okay.
Yes, it had potatoes on the outside. It looked weird.
It was encased in the potatoes, but the way they were
Yeah,
slamming it, I was like, I'll be back for that.
because it was good. It looks
Mm.
weird, but it's
Yeah, they
good.
gave it 2 thumbs up. Okay.
Because I liked their I love corn dogs. I'm a fan of corn dogs, always
Yeah.
have been.
Yeah.
I even like the Korean batter that they use the rice because it is lighter and fluffier, but it still tastes delicious.
Mm.
So, and then they'll put cheese. You can either do half hot dog and half cheese, so you got like a mozzarella or a cheddar stick on one end and a hot dog on one end, and
Okay.
then they dip it in all that stuff. Yeah, they do the most. And this is
Okay.
Mocha Hut. It's right there in Vegas. They got one out there too. So,
Mocha Hut. All right, let's
mhm,
put that in our pipe and smoke it.
right.
Oh, what's happening?
Right.
Suge has joined the chat. What's going on?
Oh,
So
that's
let's get into something real quick because we talked about this last year. This whole idea that tipping is trending again,
oh Lord, here we go. Yeah.
and people are making a fuss of it, and I get
Mhm. We've
it
been
because
talking
I
about
I
that.
just we've changed. We've definitely changed lanes, especially once we started getting those automated kiosks by Square and all those different
Yeah.
vendors that are allowing tips
When
to
you pay,
explode.
yeah,
Yeah,
and
and then
it
there's a lot of
has
hidden
to
tips
take
going on.
down. Yeah.
People are disguising them as service charges and things of that nature. So let's get
Boy, boy,
into
boy,
the
boy.
whole tipping idea because I don't think, first of all, we forget what tipping stands for. We
Right.
forget that it is the idea of tipping is to ensure prompt service. That was the
Right.
idea. And it's interesting to watch the evolution of tips here
Mm.
in the U.S.
In the
specifically.
US, because that's not something that's global. Tips is a US thing because the restaurant owners, in order to, I guess, maintain their overhead, they pay the waiters and waitresses less than minimum wage, and expect them to survive or make the bulk of their money off of their tips. I don't think that's fair. I mean, the balance of it, I don't know. I don't own a
Well,
restaurant, so
it's
I
not
don't know
fair
how that works.
that a conglomerate is
Yeah, big.
still being allowed by law to hide under paying a worker
Mhm.
less than minimum wage and
Right.
expect them to make it up by providing what's supposed to be this prompt service with a
Mm-mm-mm.
smile so that
Mm.
they can dance to get your tip so that they can actually survive.
Yeah, and that's
And then originally, when you go all the way back to when tips started in America, I guess it started as some sort of they were throwing coins at people who would entertain or whatever to make sure that they entertained properly. And
whatever.
then when you move it forward into slavery, and once we were free, black people,
Mm.
tipping became something that we had to earn because they weren't paying us pretty much at all. And that
Mhm.
the concept came from in that realm of time. The concept came that we should be privileged to serve white people. So the
Oh,
privilege would then earn their tips.
oh
So let's
wow.
talk about the evolution of tips in America. And then when people started demanding, because there were pretty much more men than women at that point, because women
Right.
weren't working.
Right.
When men started demanding more money in lieu of these tips, they fired the men and started hiring the women so they could pay us less.
Oh wow. Somebody did their research. Girl,
The
I heard
evolution of
that.
tips.
The
Okay.
evolution of tipping. Okay.
Then tips was 10%. I remember 10%.
I remember 10% very well because it was easy to do the math for 10%. 10% math was super easy,
It's
you
easy
know?
to do the math.
Very
And then it
easy.
went from 10% to 15% to now 20%, 21
Right.
and 25% because people are feeling like 20% isn't enough.
And 18% is standard that they gonna tack onto your bill. 18%. 18%.
18% of your bill.
And
Right.
then still want you to tip on top of the gratuity that they're adding to some bills already, and
That's
want you
right.
to tip on that. Tip
That's
on
right.
top of that.
So Tay said too much gratuity added for extra fees they aren't telling you. That's correct. And then
That's
Kanoy,
correct.
that's right. The bailing out the corporations. I'm
Yes,
glad you
they
said
are.
that because the idea that Square and some of these other companies that provide this new kiosk
Mhm.
has a setting that corporations, each individual corporation, restaurant, small business, particularly small business, because they're the ones who are really trying to stay afloat,
Right.
can set that tipping right there in your face at anything they want to. They don't even have to put the tip in there. They can just use it as a payment method. So it allows them to put that 20% in your face. And to me, that's almost like a bribe. I got to bribe you now to give me good service. And you're putting me on the spot. Because if I don't tip you from my Starbucks or my to-go items, you might mess with my food.
Man. Yeah, I don't fool with them people. I don't do no tipping at the little to-go spots. I just don't. I don't. Now, because if I got out of my car, walked in, sat there, ordered my food, and you just handed me a bag, I get it. You did something that corporation should be paying you for to do, servicing their customers, because they done marked up the food anyway to line their pockets. And
So
now they want us to make up the difference
they
for
want
what
us to
they
make a
not
difference. So
giving
they're
you.
calling it tipflation.
Tipflation. Okay. Okay.
So in the middle of an inflation, corporations have made more money off of
Yes.
us, off of us spending.
Yes.
And so let's talk a little bit
That can
about
be
who
profit.
we should and shouldn't be tipping,
Okay.
or
I'm with
who,
that because I
what.
know who I'm tipping and who I ain't.
So here's
So,
what we're looking for as consumers. We're looking for outstanding service.
right.
For me to do anything like 18%, so like Taylor said, 18, Kanoy said 18 is her max. Ron says it's terrible. In Charles Barkley voice, it is. Yep. So Kanoy,
Yep.
even large parties, they are, even without the large parties, they're expecting for people to tip 18%,
Yes, they
even when
are.
you just walk into and get your smoothie. So
Yes, they
Taylor
are.
said, I don't tip to go either, period.
Yep.
So let's think about it. We have, especially here in Vegas, because this is a tipping town. This is
Right.
how, our people earn their money and how they are encouraged to provide good service. So we've got casino hosts, we've got housekeeping, valet, we've got dealers, buffets, room service, spas, bellhops, limo drivers, shuttle drivers, Uber, Lyft. All these people
That is a long
are
list
expecting gratuities
that you might encounter all of them in one
in
day.
one day.
Mm.
I didn't even list the restaurants because
That's
you're going to
very
eat. You're
interesting.
going to eat, right? So these are all people. And so there is an etiquette to this. And this is kind of what I looked up. Doesn't mean you agree with it or that I agree with it, but there's an etiquette to tipping. So pretty much the spas. Well, first of all, let me start with the
Yep.
drinks.
Thank you,
Because
Kanoy.
I pretty much drop $1 every time I order a drink. I might do $2. I might
Oh, at
do
the bar?
at a bar. So
Oh
let's start with
yeah,
the
I'll
drinks.
tip at the bar.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Now, if you're smart, those runners that are at the casinos that when you're sitting gambling, those are the ones that that you want to give $5 to because you want them to keep coming back,
Right.
right?
Yeah. When
So
you
tip them off
gamble.
top.
Mhm.
When you are tipping bartenders, they're going to pay attention to you. They're going to remember
Yeah, they
what you
will.
drank. They're going to remember what, you know what I'm saying? So that's
Right.
outstanding service. And,
I always
you
tip my
know,
bartenders.
oh,
Yeah,
yep.
because I
So
want to make sure they come back. And if you tip them well, they will look past the crowd of people standing in front
what you
of
got?
them.
Yeah,
And what you
gotcha.
order, I got you.
Yeah,
1 second. And
yeah.
you just move to the top of the list. I learned that early on
Early
with
on,
drinks.
if you're in a
Yes.
casino and you know you can't find where the waitress, give her $5 until I'll be
Hmm.
back. I'm gonna need this another one of these right here. You know what I'm saying? She'll
Yep.
be back.
Yep.
So they're saying etiquette is $1 for beers, $2 for cocktails.
Mm. Okay.
That's not a, you know what I'm saying?
That's
That's,
not bad because I've been doing a little more than that.
we've been doing a little more than that. So that's etiquette. So your valet is supposed to be 20% of the fare.
What?
I'm not sure. I think that's, no, 20% of the fare is for your Uber and your Lyft drivers. 20% of the fare. Your casino host and the dealers. Well, first off, you got to be careful with casino hosts because they don't want to look like they're getting bribes and things of that nature. So, if you want to tip your host because he or she was providing outstanding service, if you're a VIP in the casinos,
Hmm.
then you might want to give them something at the end of the stay. That's the etiquette. You give them something at the end of your stay, good looking out. You leave it at the desk, front desk or something like that. They'll get it to the host with no problems.
Okay.
But as far as your dealers, you're supposed to tip them. It's supposed to be 2 to 5% of your winnings.
2 to 5% of your winnings.
I don't want to give you none of my money.
I do know that, but one time I won so much money and I was so flabbergasted that I won that amount of money. I ran out of that casino so fast and didn't tip nobody. They ran my money through one of them counting machines. I stuffed it in my bra because it wouldn't fit in my purse. And I was like, and I felt like really bad that I didn't tip because I forgot. I was just, oh my God, I've never won that much money. And I ran out of the casino.
Now, I'm going to tell you who's a tipper. My mom is a tipper.
Really?
She really does tip, but she's also very hard on people. So so there's an even exchange, honey. It's like if you do outstanding service, she is so glad. And listen, she will go and get change to make sure she gives you above and beyond because you went above and beyond. Hold on just a minute, I'll be back. She'll go to the ATM type, But
and they'll go for you if they know.
They'll go for you.
A waitress comes by
to bring you change.
To bring change, to go get change, so you can tip them. So I do appreciate that, and I will give a little more under those circumstances, especially if they went to get me change.
So, Kanoy said, end up paying out well over $200 in a day. That's right, on tips.
Yeah, you can. Absolutely.
Well, at Tipflation, good service gets 10%. 18% is for outstanding service and going above and beyond. Yeah, I'm still kind of feeling the 10% as well. I am. Between 10 and 15. Nightclubs, bars, lounges are extra greedy and guaranteed to have hidden fees. So Ron says truce. So now let's move on past that. We now have hotel shuttle drivers. They're saying you should be giving them $5 and $2 if they're handling your bags at the airport, which that's what we did as flight attendants. We always made sure that but we gave them $2 each. There ain't no group each. You know what I'm saying? So if there's 5 of us, he's going to at least get $10 for handling our bags.
Yeah.
So, I kind of understood that a little bit. Now, what about your hairdressers, your nail techs, the barbers?
Woo-wee. Now, that's a hot.
Because they have definitely stepped their pricing up.
Yes,
you can no longer just get a regular pedicure or regular. That's out the door. Ain't no $25 nothing.
Oh no. Mm-mm.
Right.
Yeah.
So what are we tipping them?
So my lash lady, because that is the one thing I do get regularly, are my lashes. I will tip her $5 to $10 depending. If I go too long without seeing her, I may give her $10. But if I'm on my regular schedule, I'll just give her $5 extra. So because I like her and she do a good job.
Right.
And
so that's the other thing. When you develop relationships with people, I've been going to the same hairdresser since I've been here. When I go see her for my deep conditioners and my trims and my hair care, she's getting $10 off top easy. That's just on a basic silk press. Anything above and beyond that, I'm giving her $15 and $20. I am. Why? Because first of all, she's a black-owned business. She's been doing it for many years. She's very conscious about hair care. Okay. She's not just when I need a trim, I need a trim. She ain't just she really cares. So that's part of my reasoning. And so, but they're saying that it should be 15%. That is the etiquette. Is 15%.
I don't have time to figure all that out. I'm giving a 10 or a 5 or a 20 depending on how I feel.
I'm giving you back. I'm giving you the change. So what happened to the tip jar? What happened to the tip jars? What I want to know. They have gotten rid of a lot of the tip jars, and they shoving this kiosk in your face, making you feel some kind of way. Making you feel some kind of way about not tipping. Because I hit that 0 on a heartbeat. 0, 0, 0.
No tip. No tip.
So, yeah.
Don't play
we are back to, so they're saying also that if you round in your to-goes, if you round your money and you gave them that change like you would a tip jar, that's sufficient.
Okay.
So if my meal was $18.95 and you giving me back $1.05, nothing wrong with dropping that in the tip jar. So if you want to round up, they're saying that's sufficient for the to-go.
Okay.
If somebody did above and beyond, it's
Yeah,
above and
right.
beyond. For instance, I showed up at Panera Bread.
Mm-hmm.
They didn't have the cinnamon rolls I wanted, but they had chocolate chip cookies. She gave me the alternate chocolate chip. She gave me a chocolate chip cookie,
Mm-hmm.
and it was a comp. Why
Oh,
would I
okay.
not tip when I was actually going to
Right.
pay $5 for
Right.
my dessert? So
Right.
why not give her $2 to $3? You
Absolutely.
see what I'm saying? Or when they give you something in exchange for something you did, go ahead and give them a tip. You know what I'm saying? So it is above and beyond service. But I notice it's off the chain again. Don't feel obligated to have to tip your to-goes, your baristas, your coffees, your fruit juices and things like
Okay.
that. It's when you dine in, it's when people do a
I
service,
agree.
when they're cleaning,
I
because they
agree.
split those tips.
Yeah, I agree with that wholeheartedly. When you dine in.
They're earning a living and they have to split those tips, and unfortunately their employer is probably not giving them livable wages so that an alternative so that they're supposed to be providing excellent service.
What has happened to me on occasion, and I sometimes I don't know if it's something that I consciously think about, but there have been occasions where I've tipped and I'll be like, so say my eyebrow lady, I go get my eyebrows waxed, right? And I'll be like, you know what? I'm gonna give her a little extra this time. I've decided I'm gonna give her a little
I'm a
extra.
blesser.
I'm a blesser. I promise you, she gonna mess up my eyebrows when I've made that decision to bless her
That's
with a
funny.
little
I didn't
bit
see that coming.
extra. Right. Because I'm like, I don't know if it's something about an energy exchange. I have no idea. But there are occasions where I'm like, I ain't seen her in a while. My eyebrows looking crazy because I only do this in California. I don't have an eyebrow person in Vegas. So I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna give her something extra. I promise you, I'll be coming out there with these little thin, skinny eyebrows, and she know I don't like
Give me my tip
that.
back.
And I'll
Here's
be
the
like, you
tip.
know what? I don't even know. I'll figure it out. I've decided to just continue to be consistent with my tip. Five
So
dollars.
Taylor
Don't
said
cost
she'll
me
do her $5 for her nails and hair. She's already paying too much. That's right. That's why it's tipflation.
yeah.
Kanoi said, my nail person I used to tip $20. She was a Native American young girl. Nails and pedis are like $130, girl. That's right. So I'm
Right?
having a hard time reaching deeply. Now, if the
Right.
company's now charging this, my expectation is you're turning this around to the employees. So Ikari says, I'm tipping everyone. It's the Vegas native way. That's right, which is why I'm trying to give the listeners
Okay.
an idea of what that looks like when you come to Vegas. Because it is a
Okay.
tipping town. It is the native way. You know what I'm saying? This is how they earn their living.
Right.
So let's be clear about that. 18 to 20% for hospitality services. I'm still trying to calculate beauty tips properly. Trying to calculate them properly. You know what I'm saying? Real. That's real.
Well,
So
when I went to Mexico, I got $200 just to tip. That was my budget when I was in Mexico. It was $200 cash, and I already knew that was dedicated to tipping because everybody and their mama gonna want to tip
that's
in
right.
Mexico for sure.
That's
So
right. They want to tip you just to take some dang on mail to the border. Can you mail this to my people? And I want a couple of dollars too. Yeah, so that's the whole deal with tipping. It is a little, people are feeling a little outraged by it, but let's talk about how we can process what's happening in our crazy world right now real quick. If anybody wants to call in, 702-551-5261. Share this, like it, participate. You can call in, comment. We love it. We love the interaction. So, how are we handling all of this constant violence in the world, this constant trickery in the world? I mean, the idea that people are saying that service fees are being tricked in so that you can tip now, so that they can, earn more money. They're saying that these restaurants and corporations earned more money during a pandemic in the last couple of quarters than they have pre-pandemic.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah.
the greed, how are we processing all of this? How are we processing the stress of every day? And I want to touch on that real quick.
Mm-hmm.
Normally I like to tell everybody to take a breather. I'm going to take a
Right.
pause now. Everybody take a deep breath in and out. Let the bullshit go. Get ready to receive, because we are now entering into spring,
Yes,
which
we are.
is blossom. It's fruitful.
Yep.
A lot of literally fruitful. A lot of the fruits come into play, so you get to get more of those fruit benefits, our
Yep.
fruits and our berries and those things.
True
So we're
New
coming into
Year.
a new season,
I
and we
believe
need
it's
to
the
check
true
off
New
the
Year.
old and plan for the new.
So if you can hear me, I believe that this is the true. I believe spring is more like the new year, because winter to me is always hibernation season.
Okay.
How you gonna have a new year during hibernation season when you're supposed to be, hibernating? You might be packing on a few extra pounds, trying to figure some stuff out. But once the sun comes out and spring hits and everything's brand new, wouldn't you think that is more
Are you having a
aligned
hot
with
girl summer?
nature?
Are you
Are
gonna be
you
having a
asking
hot? Are
me?
you gonna be
Am I
having a hot
having
girl
hot?
summer?
I don't even know what kind of summer I'm having, really, because I know it's gonna be a busy summer. That I can tell you, it's gonna be busy with a bunch of busy. That's all I can say. It's gonna be busy.
It's gonna be busy.
Actually,
I
all
feel
of
it too.
2023 is just busy. It's just been busy. So,
So let me say this. Today, my daughter and I were together. We went to eat. We also went to handle some business, and we encountered this lady who immediately, as she was moving through with us, talking with us about some stuff, felt some sort of spirit enter in. And
mm,
so she asked us, did we sage? No, we don't know this lady at all.
mm,
She asked, did we sage? And we, yes. And so she said, one of the places to sage when your energy feels off is behind the urinal, behind the toilet in your house, and under the sinks. She
interesting.
felt that that's where there's some trappage there. And I don't know of what content she was speaking
Mm,
of, if it's spirit, if it's, but she felt it, and she said that's where you can release those things. Open up the windows. She
mm-hmm.
felt like you should sage behind your
Right.
toilet, and I would imagine
That's
maybe because
interesting,
that's
though.
an area of waste,
Yeah, I could see
right?
that. I could see
So
that.
maybe things get trapped in there if you're not,
Dark
especially if you're
spaces,
not cleanly.
clean.
You're not cleaning a
Yeah,
lot.
dark
Not quite
spaces,
sure.
probably.
Dark spaces. Hence, open up those cabinets
Mhm.
underneath the sinks. Open them up, sage in that area, and let it clear out with the windows open, your blinds open, bring in sunlight. So
Yes.
my
Sounds
key today
beautiful.
for everybody who might be struggling with depression or struggling with the overwhelming of what's happening with this gun violence, with these, every day you turn on is something new and something that affects our spirits. Even
Right.
if we're not directly affected,
It still impacts us
when that
on a
sun hits, hit that
yes.
sun.
Mhm.
Open up your windows in your house. Get some fresh air. Those
Yep.
things are very important to processing and clearing out your mind.
And if you have like grassy areas where it's real grass, not fake grass, I suggest sometimes going outside and bare feet, putting your feet in the grass so you can ground yourself to the earth and just kind of breathe a little bit, maybe meditate, stand under the sun. I do that a lot of times when I come to
Mm,
California because of
mm.
the greenery out here.
The
It's so
greenery.
much
That's
so much more
oxygen.
green out here than it is in Nevada.
And that's oxygen. People don't
It's
understand that there is still
greenery.
an ecosystem that
Mhm.
happens that is healthy to human beings. That's that
Yep.
fresh air.
Yep. You
So,
know what? I love earthing too. I really
mm-hmm.
do. It helps a lot. It's very grounding.
Tay said she went and staged the whole entire home today under the sinks and toilets. All the windows and doors and garage was open, and it felt
Nice.
good. So
Nice.
these are traditional things that we need to get back to. I also want to touch real quick on spiritual timing. Be in tune to what's going on around you, and the only way that you can do that, a lot of the ways you can do that, is organizing, purging,
Yep.
planning,
Yep.
Taking the best use of the time we're allotted, knowing that time is speeding up a bit. I don't know if
It
Earth is
is.
off axis, but 24 hours isn't the 24 hours we were used to anymore. So take advantage of the time, redeem the time, set some goals, focus, beware of time stealers, beware of time killers, things that are distractions, and then get rid of the unneeded things. So this is the purging season, so that you can prepare and
Clutter.
get rid of the clutter and set some priorities and goals. That's my recommendation. For those of you who journal, now is a good time to journal. It's going to slow down a little bit before it picks back up. So we went from March Madness to Aries season, and it's going to pick right back up come June. So take
Yes, it
advantage
is.
of some
Summer
of this
is on its
time.
way.
So Beth said, every time I tip, I get blessed. However, times have changed when we need to save. Paying for a service has to be enough.
Yeah, I
Paying
know.
for a
I
service in many
agree with
instances
that.
has to be enough,
I
especially since the
agree.
price of a lot of that stuff has gone skyrocket. So
Right.
use your best judgment. I agree with Beth in terms
I
of passing on blessings.
hmm
So any opportunity you have to pass on the blessings to someone else is even more than tipping. It's actually knowing that somebody probably feeling that somebody might have needed that day, or that you were in a position to bless somebody with financially
Right.
with an extra tip. So that is the tip.
Right.
Be aware. You can see when somebody is struggling to and know that people make mistakes. Here's the other thing I'll say on that real quick. Tell somebody. So if somebody makes a mistake and it feels like it's costly for you, or it feels like it provided less than optimal service, there's nothing wrong with telling the manager. It's not so much telling that you want the person in trouble, but this is why I didn't tip, or this is why I didn't feel I got that service. So sometimes be willing to communicate with management.
Mm. I
Yeah, be willing.
communicated with Yelp this week, so I understand.
So listen, everybody take a moment to breathe, process, love on your loved ones. We have come to the end of the show with
Yes,
Get It
another
Together. We're doing
wonderful
some
Thursday.
rebranding.
Another wonderful
Um,
Thursday.
we're going to be doing some perfecting food service, going out into the industry and coming back and letting you know how things are really going. And Hot 702.5 FM, we're here every Thursday at 6
Every
p.m.
Thursday at
You can
6
find us
p.m.
on Facebook, Get It Together.
Get it
You can find
together.
us on all our social
Get it
medias right now,
together.
Jnine Roberts. You can find
And
Jezzi.
yep, you can find me, Jesse. You can find
Girl,
me,
I'm out.
Jesse 233. Love you. Peace, love, and light. Prosperity and protection to you all.
Absolutely. God bless and good night. See you next Thursday.
Yes, indeed.